Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East, where I'm back playing as the Soviets. We continue here with our turn 9, and that means that it's August 17th, 1941. My opponent actually is an Axis garrison in the Western Europe, and well, there's the partisans, so that's nothing interesting. For this turn, we get a bunch more units on the map. 800 guns, less 250 tanks, and less 80 planes. For my opponent, they have 20,000 less 150 tanks, less 113 armor, and 210 planes less. We now have 144 in low supply, 1 isolated, 6 depleted, 64 unready, and 61 under strength, but a lot of them are also support units. Well, that's that. Taking a look at the order of battle screen, you can now see that we're still 100,000 behind my opponent. In terms of how many are actually on the map, we're, I guess, technically ahead in guns on the map. And also still in armor, but that doesn't say much. And then planes is me. We have more total forces than my opponent now. So that's actually good. We are building up, so that's pretty nice here. We also have a ton of reserve forces still. All right, taking a look at the losses, we're now at 1.55 million. For the Axis, it's 143. And if we look at air losses, then we can see our opponent lost almost 1,000 now. A lot of operational losses, but also a lot of air combat. And yeah, that's if you look at air losses, I just told manpower losses, gun losses, AV losses for last turn, and then aircraft losses were roughly the same for the last 2 turns, both me and my opponent. So I'm actually very happy about those kind of results here. I certainly don't mind that. Looking at total men, we're still crawling up, whereas my opponent is stabilizing, kind of actually going down by 100k. Total guns keep going up, nice. Total AVs for us stable this turn, and total aircraft. That's basically where we're at. Manpower pool for my opponent still going up, for us it's stagnant. Armaments pool going up for both of us, and yeah. All right. For order of battle on the map, we have map men for us going slightly up, but not a lot. My opponent going down slightly, like 20k, not a big difference. Map guns were almost equaling my opponent. Map AFVs were still going down, but my opponent also lost some. All right, let's go and take a look at the combats here. Surprisingly, my opponent tried to cross, held here. Didn't do that badly on this one, actually, quite nice. 2 infantry trying to attack, failed to do so. And then here they did manage to cross, my units retreated, lots of tanks lost, my opponent lost a few Stugs. And 3-1 losses, not bad. Seems like he got a cavalry across. I'll try to counterattack that. There's a lot of mod, but if I can kick him back across the river, that will delay my opponent. So that's pretty good, I think. Not giving him the opportunity to just straight up cross anywhere else. And as predicted, my opponent is not trying to make a push, but he's basically going up here. Actually, he did cross here. Yeah, sucky roll there. Even got the mechanized in reserve. My opponent lost some men. Probably only Romanians. No, he also lost some German rifle squads. It's mostly Romanians, but there are some Germans in there. Fair enough. Then he also attacked here. Heavy losses for my part, but my opponent also lost 10 tanks. 10 planes also, wow. That's pretty good, actually. I'm kind of happy about that. Of course, he didn't lose that many bombers here. Einkel 111s, huh? But I'm fine with that. Then, of course, I couldn't stand up to these planes. We lost a lot of tanks there. And then here too. Sadly, some tough stuff here, but my opponent didn't get too far, so those kind of attacks, that's okay. Seems like my opponent took out that stuff here. He got Dust Right motorized. Yeah, he had a motorized division down there, huh? Or he had to pull something out. Could have been like that too. Not sure, but I mean, I lost a lot of tanks, but I think it's worth it just cutting that rail line. And then here, they actually held first time. That's pretty funny. And then second time they routed. Well, fair enough. Actually did get a reasonable roll there. Funny, huh? Well, they did their job, I suppose. Cutting that rail line, making it tough for my opponent. I think you could actually see it in those numbers. Look at how weak this tank is. 3-3. He did attack Fiasma too with a weak attack here, but he did get held up by my forces. Roughly equal losses. Interesting how that goes with the tanks. Like, I only lost one tank there on the reserve tank division. That must not have been a lot of battle there, it seems. Well, I'm delaying them a bit, so that's always nice. I'm way... my opponent is way ahead of schedule like that, so... Go division routed. I'm not surprised here with these attacks. Like, they were there just to delay a bit as well. Like, sadly, he was able to do it with infantry. Heavy attack here. I guess it takes some movement out of my opponent. Seems like he's not interested in moving further along here, so I don't have to really do a whole lot here. If he's just having partial units, that's not going to be too interesting. Same here. If he has only 2 units, my opponent's not interested in attacking here. Means I can just go and send these reserves up, which I definitely will. Looking at these, let's get rid of that for a sec. My opponent decided to push east again. Over here, once again, heavy attacks. My units retreating and routing. With pretty... Like, technically, it's not even that bad. 405 for 1700. It's a 4-to-1 ratio. You would think it's actually fine. This is a lot worse, 10-to-1. We held here, so that's nice. Also, big fights for planes here. Once again, he's losing a lot of bombers. They're Junkers 88, so not necessarily the Stuka dive bombers that I might be hoping for. But even if I get these bombers out, that's gonna be fine. Yeah, it's okay. And I'm also still getting a few, I guess, BF 109s here. So that's fine. My opponent attacked here first time, got down to 0. It's just observed the other time. So some recon. Opponent lost 30 tanks on that hold. 1st Panzer, 6th Panzer Division, and 9th Panzer Division. 3 Panzer Divisions trying to shake these units, but they did hold on. So that's... My opponent is actually still not 1 hex away from the rail line. He didn't break it there. You can actually see here that my opponent... He did go further up north and further to the south, but he still has... for each point 1 hex to go, and I mean, I'm in trouble here obviously as well, but the fact that the rail line is still working is a bit of a surprise to me. It's gonna be his turn 10 next turn, so ultimately it's going these last few turns it's going a bit better than I would have hoped for. My opponent, yeah, this retreat is terrible. He lost 52 bombers there. I'm sure that wasn't his intention. Air losses. Soviet Junker 88s. Unprotected. Yeah, I mean, I still lost planes, but I don't mind taking out those planes there. Heavy losses on my part, so ultimately that didn't go that well, but he has Viking there, 36 motorized. He lost 9 tanks. What kind of tanks were those? Panzer 2s and Flampanzers, also some Panzer 3s and Stugs. Yeah, that's fine. Retreated here against infantry and Totenkopf. And then of course we get some bad beats in some of these other places here. Not my unit's not being able to hold on. This is a pretty funny diss. Wow, okay. I'm just getting smacked everywhere else. Alright. It seems pretty bad, but it actually this is, I think, a pretty good turn for me. Didn't cut the rail line at Leningrad. It's not so serious down here. So he didn't really cross. I can probably beat back that cavalry and delay him for another turn. Also, what's with the rain here? It seems like the weather is actually different. Yes, it is. Seems like we're going to keep the light mud on the ground potentially next turn too. Are we going to get a rain too? No, we're not. We're getting clear. Alright, fair enough. We're of course now in the middle of August. Next turn will be late August. And then we're getting pretty close to September, where of course here this humid. We want to get it over to rain. Of course, unfortunately, only in October later October we get the heavy rain. That's a bit tricky. We're not out of the woods by a long shot, but I think in terms of where my opponent is, it's not. Like, I've given him too much ground up to a certain extent, I feel, but also not really. So it's going okay. At least I think that my troop numbers are actually quite high at this point. Let's start with the theater boxes. So I can actually get another 6 from the Far East. Let's take a look at this, because I actually want to just go with transfers from the Far East first to map. And actually want only those that are going to transfer and not those that are already in transfer. So there's going to be some stuff that will come from there. I could cancel that. And I probably should, because I'd rather do it myself. And then on turn 12, there's a lot of stuff that's also coming. Like all those artillery regiments is fine. I'm not gonna remove that. But I certainly don't want to handle all those units. I'll take care of that myself when the time comes, really. So let's see. There's a lot of stuff going on there every single turn. And this is fine. This is fine. I'll remove this movement. I'll take care of it myself. It's a motorcycle, motorized rifle division, eh? Nope. I'll deal with it myself once again. I'm sure I'll also get quite a few reinforcements, but at least this takes care of it for the first few turns, and I'm not getting any surprises. I want to send, for example, the 58th Tank Division, one of the most powerful units that I have here, to the map. 200 T-34s. That immediately puts me at 99. That's fine. Maybe I should have gone for infantry. Yeah. Transcaucasus, that's a lot. That's 10 extra. Again, quite a lot of T-34s like that. Question is, do I want to get those tank divisions there? Do I want more rifle or mountain cavalry divisions? Or just straight up mountain divisions? 6 tank also has a lot of these. Let's just send these to the map and I will see what's left. 111, huh? Really don't need tank divisions in the Transcaucasus. 106, let's send a cavalry. The mountain cavalry has more units than the other ones. This is 134 though, 250. Yeah. Let's see, 101. Alright, that's fine. Let's also take a look at the transfers from Transcaucasus, turn 13. It's by far not that, but since I'm at 100 now, might just as well cancel these. In fact, if only I could clear all transfers in one go. That'd be nice. But I'm not really sure whether that's, you know, really gonna work out. But let's take a look at North. They're at 95 and they don't actually have enough fighters. I'm actually gonna, I guess, send some of the weaker fighters there. Probably, yeah. Am I on Eastern, actually? Also 75 in terms of air, and Transcaucasus 103. So I need to send also some to the Far East. Ideally, it's going to be some low morale unit. Northern Front. Northern Front. It's currently I have 9 there. I'm at 90. So I should probably send a third. Just take a look how it goes. And in the Far East, I'm missing a total of 5. We're at 75. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's a total of 15, and I'm at 3/4. So I should send 5 of them over to the Far East at least. .94 morale is pretty good. And yeah, 0 ready. Okay. There we are. So we send a bunch of them over there. That's that. Now, next up, because I'm by far not yet done, I want to take a look at the ground forces. First of all, 72 OB tank division can be sent back. 10 T40s, huh? 49 BT7, so it's something, alright. Either way, they're up to sufficient numbers as a tank division that I'm actually willing to transfer them back to the map. And the same applies for the 101st Tank Division, which is also above 70. They're still not being pumped with T-34s, but I mean, I guess they still got a bunch of older models, which I'll gladly sacrifice for the noble cause. And the same applies to the 22nd Tank Division. Yeah. To the map. And I would say these are not good enough for me to warrant getting them back. Although what they're missing is artillery, medium tanks, and heavy tanks. They can't really do a whole lot else, so I might just as well send them. And let's see if the same applies for this tank division. If they're at 100 with quite a few of those important things, there's armored cars though. Again, medium tanks, just not coming there. Map. Seems like those that I put on refit did get a few things. I mean, that's always nice to see. I'll keep those on refit, and then I guess in that sense the rest of those refitted, or the rest of those separate tank units, these guys still got some T-34, so that's okay. How powerful are they now? Not very powerful, huh? Alright. I'll just leave those. The 43 and 42 rifle divisions will be sent to the map as well. I know they're most likely just unready too, but they'll just try to recover there. Now, any artillery above 60, which is not likely a lot of them. But I want to look each and every turn. Nothing. There's these new ones, but it's not good enough. All right. Any AA that fits? No. Quite a few of these went to 50. I'm going to send another 10 back to the map. They're probably still unready. Let's actually take a look. They are ready. Huh. All right. Well, as I return, I'm sending 10. And that actually goes pretty well. And 10. It's still 2,700 men every single time. Some mortar battalions are not ready. I don't feel like sending them. All of these got a bit. A few more rocket launchers. So they will give them almost no combat value, but whatever. In terms of light rocket regiments, I don't even know. Yeah, I can see how much I can build here, but still got a lot of stuff in here. I'll put these routed units or severely damaged units and refit here too, just for the sake of it. All right. That covers all the theater boxes, I think. Right. Yeah, pretty much. That it does. Okay. Good. That means that I will go and go to the air war, because I actually want to put a couple of planes on the map as well. Let's actually first take a look if we have the ability to change some of these, because you know, Yak 1s are not that bad, but I-153s are. What do I have here? Okay, I have quite a few lags, so that's good. I could switch up quite a few airplanes. And I will. So I got started on that. And I'll start with MiGs. And I don't necessarily need to use them. Well, this one will disband, so this already lags. And I do want to start building up an air force around Moscow now too, because basically from there they can operate, and I don't want to give up Moscow. So we're currently at a point where I really do want to start using that air force there too, even though we're taking heavy losses as well. I do want to actually start pushing the German Air Force around a bit, as much as I can, really. And for example, taking out those bombers is already a pretty good deal, even though, you know, taking out Junkers 88s and stuff like that, you would think it doesn't really matter that much, but I actually do think that probably over the long haul, taking control of the skies, or having that at least, will make a minimal difference. So I think we should work on that, especially since he might need those planes somewhere else, like in the west. Like at the bare minimum, it makes it a bit problematic for him in that regard. I do need to keep a few of those planes in reserve, so I do want to stop here. Basically, I think having 100 in reserve for, you know, for losses and stuff is probably a good idea, especially if you look at how many there are already in air groups, I guess. Yeah. So there we go. Shits those up, and now we can put a few of those on the map. But not before I take a quick break. Alright, back, and alright, let's go. First of all, I want to get some planes over some of these locations. I was actually expecting this to be a level 2 airbase. It's kind of weird though. I thought I did expand these. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, this one is actually going up. And this one is at 73. Alright, so I guess I just forgot to make this one bigger. That's fine. Because actually I also want to send some air groups there. And most notably, I want more fighters up here so I can protect against enemy bombers. Let's look at XP, morale. This is okay, I guess. And none of these others. Like, I really want I want at least 60 XP. High morale is nice, but let's actually send both of these, and Tickfin can handle them just fine, even now. So that's another 62. They will both be put under the 38th IAD. Because that way they can keep giving support. And I want to take a look here too. Sometimes a bit hard to click there. There we go. Let's go and take a look. I'm also looking at a few more tactical bombers, so not really level bombers yet necessarily. I might want to put level bombers later by the time that the German Air Force is crippled. I am looking at some bombers though here, mainly IL-2s or SU-2s. Although I apparently don't have that many ready. The only ones that I can really put here, these are at max. They're okay. Then I also want pretty decent morale, but some of these have very low XP. Also not a lot of them are ready. 31. And then I also want some fighters there. Let's take a look at some fighter bombers though. These guys have good morale, good experience, but crap. Let's check it based on aircraft. Their morale is pretty low, but let's put these out there too. And well, the bombers are going to put in the first SAD. Now, one bomber's there, so It's gonna be rough, but I think we'll have to work with it. And then the fighters can be put into the PVO Air Corps there. If that's a possibility. Shit. Or can't put them under the 39th IAD. These are under the 38th. Could put them under the 4th SAD. Guess that's a thing. Yeah, that's okay. Then these fighters will deal with anything in this area, I suppose. That's fine. Right. Next up, I want to start getting some planes in Moscow. A few more. These are fighters and bombers. And let's take a look in between the lags. Or also numbers ready. So I really want high numbers ready. Low experience. $59.64, that's okay. Then looking at yaks, no. These are also okay. It'll be at 96, that's good enough. Let's put them there. I guess I can put them under the PVO Air Corps or under something different. No, I don't want a depot. I probably should put a depot there, but yeah, let's bring in. No, let's just do this. 43rd. Oh, it's kind of weird how it works like that, but let's just do it like this. Then basically just put everything under there except for these, because these are the bombers, and I'll put these under the, it's a 6th PVO Air Corps, yeah. I'll do it like that. Oh crap. Alright, I just messed that up. That's rather silly. Either way, I do have a few more fighters there now. Let's just get rid of these for a sec. Do have this place too. Do I not have any other air bases close by? I guess here. Sure, I'll put some bombers there. And tactical bombers. And IL-2s is good enough. Let's see. They're doing quite poorly, actually. Seems like I really shouldn't. Yeah, let's forget about me. Let's actually take a look, because SU2 is not something that I really want to do, but I don't really have that many IL-2s either. My units aren't even full. I have only 100 extra. I really can only use them up here at the moment. It is that bad. Alright, so let's start with ground support air directive with the Leningrad Air Command that is dealing with these guys. I think that's good. They're just dealing with the entire Leningrad front. That's fine. Then I do want the Moscow Air Command to give it to the Western Front here. That's all blue. Ground support wherever they can. Apparently I also still have some IL-2s in the Moscow Air Command. Let's fix that up. Because I want to bring an AOG in there. That's going to be the 6th SAD then. Let's just get these two, I guess. Actually, it's just a 6th SAD. So what I can just do is this. And now Moscow Air Command, Western Front. Oop. I mean, I don't need to do it like that. Just, yeah. All right, they're going to do ground support there. And that's that. And next turn, I'm gonna start getting a few more at Kharkov. I mean, I'm not there yet. I also want to put some fighters down there. So I got this one. I'm gonna send some fighters over up here for the Black Sea Command. This is 57th IAD. I can get some fighters in there. Let's. The MiGs are doing relatively okay, so let's send these. Let's send these. Why they're only at max 10 is beyond me, though. I'm kind of weirded out by that. And these. I want 100 fighters go here. And transfer. Yep. And then starting from next turn, they're also going to try and help out there. Let's take a look at recon as well. So... to be honest, once again, my opponent has pushed most of its armor like this. So, to be completely honest, I don't really... need to do all that much, I think. In terms of recon, I also don't think I need to move units away. I don't need to use these yet. Oh yeah, I need to put those guys in the 57th SAD. Okay. So I did send a few hundred planes onto the map. That's fine, I think, for this turn. And let's see, though I don't have any recon, and I don't need any recon. Oh, I do have recon here. Oh, right, I don't. Okay. That's good. Yeah, let's just run it. Not trying to bomb them to smithereens. That's not yet what I'm looking after here. And there. Fuck that. Really? I didn't see anything. Man. For crying out loud. Whatever. From Poltava. Really? Well, I guess I missed that. Either way, we're in the main event now. Let's go and take a look down here, because I want to push these back. I mean, that's not gonna be the easiest task. All of these are ready, which is nice, but they've been attacked already. If I move these, they cannot attack. I know this is just a one-turn delay, since my attack will open everything up for my opponent to go and attack. I am well aware of that. But yeah, I will. I need to put as many units in there as possible. Some of these units can actually go back, so I think that's actually better, at least for one of these, to go back and refit. And then go in here. And if I can get these guys to fight, I'd like that a lot more, since they are combat ready. Can I do the same joke here? No, not with you, but with them. I might. Let's see. No. Shame. Could use the cavalry, and again, I think probably it's better to use that cavalry than anything else. Yeah, they're actually quite powerful, so maybe not. You cannot go and attack after that. Alright, he's fine. Let's see if I can push them back. Hopefully. Okay. I guess they did. Fair enough. I did wreck it quite a bit. Good loss ratio, I suppose. But naturally, that's what had to happen there. Okay, well, it'll be hard to get my units in there, but I can get something in there at least. My opponent will attack again, and there will be pain. Yeah, this is also fine because I can just move something else up there, I think. Neither of those, but These were on reserve, but now they have to be put here. Like I said, it's certainly not ideal. But let's also put this mountain division back here. No, they're currently under the 8th Army, but I can switch some units up. Let's get these rifle divisions out. And I'll put those two under the 8th Army. I actually want an entire unit under the 8th Army. How far are you? 72, 88, 94. How much is this? 86. I'll put them in there for now. I'll get it to 3. I'm actually going to take these off here. These off here. And then hopefully all of these will be at 3 by next turn. It's quite likely they will be. So I'm not too worried. Let's get you into the city fort already. Yes. Next turn will be the other one. Both of these will be on reserve again. And there we are. Can't put a 3rd unit on there at the moment except these, which I probably should. Although I can also see them attack here, but then again, crossing will be really hard for them. And it's probably not going to be too great. Let's see though. I'd like to put something there too. Now, I do not think it's too much to ask to put this rifle division here. Again, they will attack, but the harder it's gonna be for them to do this, the better. I want to delay them as long as possible, especially here too. And is there any open terrain here? Because then I'll just put the tanks on the open terrain. Let's keep you like this. And then I have this one open. I'm not really ready to attack here. I do think I want to attack this actually. And any chance I can get against Romanians even now, I think I will also take it. They have just regular infantry there. And I think I can make this attack. So like, also some infantry. These are pretty powerful, so I think I can make it. Let's see what they got. They had some planes there. Okay, I guess I can only see it, the details later. They lost 31 tanks, we lost 12. They lost a lot of guns here, and they lost 1,000 men. Ground losses, mostly R2s, R35s. We lost some old stuff, but this is good. Like, I like these kind of attacks. That's quite nice. We need those victories. Let's see what else I got, because if I move in here I can do a hard attack, but that's not what I'm looking for. These guys don't have that much movement. From 30 to 20. How far are you going? To 25. Because if I attack again, I do want to be able to get out, really. I'd like to push them further, so to say. Let's just go. And why not? 4, 9. Okay, so I need to move this up. I can actually, I feel good with a soft attack here. Hard attack will probably drain them too much. Yeah, they did get, they did retreat there. And now I'm going to pull them back, so. Nice. I know this exhausts my tanks, but it also got me some victories. So I do like getting these victories as well. They are hard to find, basically, but I'll take my victories where I can get them. And the fact that this unit is now not doing particularly well is good for me too. It is very tempting to do something like this, but my unit cannot get out, and that's probably not a good idea. So let's not do that. I will have to put my units on our different HQs, but I think at this point that's looking good. I beat them back there. And I did get that Romanian armored quite nicely. Alright. You're still in reserve there. That's fine. I can... Oh, you're unready now. Okay, that's fine. I'll just have them hold that place. 3 steps back. I mean, it's not the nicest, but I'll deal with it. And it's gonna be 2 in some places as well, but let's see. Because they're now fine, but this rifle division, how are we on supplies? I do want to take a look at that. Let's get them to Krasnograd. And let's get the 245th up till Poltava. Refit there. Some of these units are in pretty poor shape, so... yeah. There will be a time when I'm gonna actually... really stop retreating, but the time is not now. I'm gonna get the 8th Tank Division out and I'm gonna put them somewhere else. Very much. Yeah, I was afraid of that too. It's not you. You. Fort level 2, so it can be a bit better actually. Well, since I want a defensive layer at least of 2 here, and 2 up the front, and then also 2 in the back, or 1 in the back at least. That's an at least. Is this a slight mod? Actually, I think I'm fine defending in there. Then you back. I'm gonna get out the motorized brigade. I know it's doing pretty well, or this airborne brigade, but I wanna not disband it. Really, I can't send it away? Come on, man. How about here? There we go. To the northern fronts. $51, huh? It's also not a mud hex, so I'd rather go back here. Then at Poltava, I'd actually like to get a 3rd infantry on there too, or something at least. Could also send these to the north. That's probably a good idea. This rifle division is rather weak. Cavalry division 2, and how about this cavalry? It's even worse. 20 out of 41. Almost seems like they got severe beatings, but this cavalry, I guess, can go up here, getting it to 28. My point is that I'm looking at an area over there I want to say it's now wide open. But I want to protect it with cavalry, and then I'll just see if my opponent will go and attack. Not too keen on attacking the motorized division yet. But I can actually see my opponent attack that way too. This is the furthest they can go. Yeah, I get that's right. Okay, so it's northern front you go. I do think I want to go at this river here now. Just retreating 3 hexes along the line. And I guess it's 2 hexes along these. My opponent doesn't seem too interested in striking towards the middle, and he hasn't used his armor to that great of an extent. I can still see him try to fight his way towards Kharkov, but there's still no real threat of encirclement. So they do have 15 though. Yeah, let's get back behind this river. We'll make it work. This is just clear, but there might be light mud on the ground. Yes, there is. So I'm quite fine with just retreating here. I do want a depot at Zukinishki as well. And put you behind. And now again, I don't need a triple line around here, so this is light woods. These guys can stay there. And it means I'm moving up here. Actually, I'm looking to attack the Lair Motorized Brigade. And 244 666. Okay, so you need to move up. This is 11th. No. The armor is 20th. And 20th is Maxim Prakash, so he's already pretty good. Then for these guys, 24th. You're a pretty bad general. Let's take a look at infantry. I could go for Vasilevsky. That's probably okay. Yeah. Alright. Let's do this. Is this heavy? Light woods. Okay, so actually, I don't want to use these. Nope. Let's pause. Not the greatest of outcomes. But I did push them back. What was this? This is... It was an actual attack here too, but I held the attack with... It's a soft attack, motorized panzer and the Ostdeutschland infantry regiment. And here I need... I need a lot of men to push back the Lair Motorized Brigade. They had some Stugs in there and some Panzerjägers. Okay, fair enough. Well, the question is, do I want to let them encircle Vyazma? Because it would make me lose some units. Obviously. I'm not so sure whether that's necessarily the greatest for me. Another interesting but much more daring attack, and I actually don't think I have what it takes for that, is an attack on 2nd Panzer. Well, first things first, you're certainly not helping. I could try it. Because I could 5, 11, 15. I will actually retake that position if they do want to attack. That's actually fine. I'm gonna think about that for a bit. Seems my opponent is not too interested in getting around. I mean, I know they get those hexes. I think you're unready. And you are ready, but you cannot get in there. They could take their spot. One area where I will be looking to attack, even though that's also very difficult, is this Leibstandard to motorized brigade and retake those heavy woods. But there are 2 units here that are unready. And I actually want to have another depot on Pushkin, and I want to have a depot on here, Kolpino. Yes, I want to have a lot of depots here, actually, despite everything. Okay, I'm gonna need to find units that are going to be up to the task of attacking them, which is an insane task. Wow, this 108th Rifle Division is looking really good. And where are you? Ah, crap. I might put them there afterwards. Like, for sure they're gonna try and smack these as it is. Well, I'm certainly not gonna use these to attack, but I might use the 286th Rifle Division. Nope. This Mountain Rifle Brigade has not been doing well for a while. thought... that... I mean, there are units like that I think they're best off just getting into the reserves. I have to say that I find it dubious whether I can even beat these back. My strength in the area is so incredibly low. But it is just a brigade. And can't put anything in there to attack. Could put some naval infantry battalions on it too. It's 500 extra men. That's the 16th Army. I have to say, I actually don't really like this one bit. Not one bit at all. Okay, I'll start with doing that. Trying to get a double line there at least. I also want to start building forts here. Do you actually still already have men? You do not. But they are refit, right? Yeah. Just a bunch of poop. I am getting in that new army, 37th. Putting on a Leningrad. How bad is Leningrad? 86. It's not that big of a deal. But Pavel Kurochin has 6 infantry, 4 mech. And that means that you're gonna go into the 37th Army. You. Okay, well, let's move you there. Because again, I need to pull back in this area. And so the problem is that this side is kind of failing now too. It's just a clear hex, and that's just a disaster. But it is across the river. I will. These guys are currently on their 16th and 34th. It's better to have them on their 37th than on their 16th. And these guys are on their 31st Army. Which is better. I do not have high hopes for this attack. Come on. Oh, shit. Yeah. I hope to, you know, actually kick them out by sheer numbers. But that didn't happen. Ah, man. Really don't want units like that there. And as of, let's see, these guys are still at unready. I'm actually inclined to send this these guys over to the reserves here, because currently they're just no good. Okay. Sure, my opponent has units there too. Right, as it is, like I said, I do have one last. This is 4, 7, 10, 13, 16. Nope. 20. But I also need to pull back behind that river. I'm inclined to believe my opponent is not really going to have such heavy attacks. So I'm actually more inclined now to just retreat. And I think just give up Vyazma in the process. I think, well, let's actually take a look. Magad does have a level 1 rail yard. Kolpino has a level 1 rail yard. Pushkin has a level 3 rail yard. So I am best off, I think, digging in here with these. I mean, I also desperately want to try and save Leningrad here. Off the train, off the train. And then send another one. So that if my opponent breaks through on the next turn, potentially, at least we have units in those 2 cities. And it would also be now impossible for him to take Leningrad itself already on that turn. But we'll see how that goes. thing about this side is that I don't really mind that much what happens there. But I'm gonna take a little break. Still have a few guys over here. Some of them can go to the front, but some of them cannot. There are also 3 units there. I'm also going to send those up to Leningrad through some means. Some serious firepower there, actually. It's pretty good. And yeah, the rest will help out around Moscow. So, it means I'm having these 3 on refit. And once these 2 are away, I guess somewhere around here or here. These are refitting. You should be refitting. With these, I'll just go and dig in. Right, it's break time. All right, back after a bit of a break. I'm actually surprised that they have Iceland here, but I guess it does count for allied stuff. Pretty funny that. I've never really thought about that they actually did stuff like this. That's pretty funny. Didn't think about it indeed. Well, all right. Let's keep going here. All right. I'm gonna, start again from the bottom, reorganize things just a little bit, see how that goes. First of all, we have units from the 8th Army all over the place now, and I have units from 9th Army here too. Well, 9th Army is at 16. Any unit that can put here on the 9th Army just like this is probably good. There's only one more unit though. Because 9th Army is in range, and I guess 8th Army is not. I actually already need to move 8th Army. Kinda sucks. Come on. That's fine, but do need to do stuff like that. Now, there are 2 units here which are in the 12th Army, which rightfully should be on the 9th. It's better that way, for now. Okay. And they're overburdened. Then I have units from 12th Army. And we should be good to go again. Not yet. One more unit. I guess we should be putting one under the 8th. Alright, fixed. Although I'm gonna send the 5th Anti-Tank Brigade also to the northern front. They can muster up some fire there, or some firepower there. That is fine. I am actually also going to build fortifications on Kerch. Because I really do want to have a level 3 for their 2 and 3 units. So my opponent really has to work for those last few hexes there. That's probably a fine idea. I guess I got one unit here, one here, here, and here too for that. How's that Odessa cavalry doing? 95. Okay, fine. You have 20, so you're okay. There should be another army here, 26th Army, that has one unit there. That makes no sense. 26th Army, huh? I mean, it kind of does. I'm sure I put it down, but well, doesn't matter that they're not under the proper control. All right, 26th Army needs to take him. There we go. Then we have some unit there. I'll probably just put another reserve front, given that southern front is also overburdened. Okay, there we are. Next, 18th Army is here. Can take another unit. How bad is this guy? Very low mech. Just bad overall. 18 out of 19 in terms of TOE. Okay, I'm gonna send it here. Maybe they'll get a bit more staff, and I'll also give them to the 18th here. We'll see. My opponent is not attacking Dnipropetrovsk, I think, next turn either way. They have an X. So getting a big boost. And even if they did, I'd be fine with it. Alright, 18th Army is covered. Now I have sixth. And we have 5th. And 5th I need for the mech over here. And 6th in a sense for the infantry. Also 20 out of 21. There's some units up there supposedly from them. This unit. Let's put them on the reserve. How bad are they? 17 out of 32. So I cannot send it away. Well, never mind that. Let's put you under the 5th. There we go. Now we have 3rd Army with Kuznetsov. He also has 4 mag. He can still take some, but he also needs to move up. Let's take them. They are now supposedly doing okay too. That's good. Southwestern Front could still take a few. It's a bit of a pickle. Either which way, the 309th is ready. And since I'm already moving in this direction, I might be able to get entrenched positions in some convenient areas. The question is, where would I want that? I could move you here. Allow the tank division to get in there. The unit at Belgorod is also ready. Also does not need to be in refit anymore. And I'm kind of inclined just to put it down here. Or here. Means that if my opponent does break through, at least there is another rear guard unit. I actually think this 39th Tank Division should also move just like that. They should be put in reserve. And I should put them here, which is way further than you might like, but I'm not moving my unit, so let's get you into Kharkov, and this unit I think can stay in Krasnograd. Just fine. Now you should be on reserve, and you still have a unit there. Wow. 3rd Army. Let's actually put you under 5th. It allows these to move up a bit. And take some more units under its wing on this side. Not too many, only one. But still. Still have 2 cavalry that can act as, yeah, back reserve here. But there we go. That covers a lot of that stuff, and the rest is 27th Army. Now, I don't think the Southwestern Front... Oh, they do actually have 1 unit here. Those 3 units, I actually want to get them across... Oh no, they're in Poltava, right. It's pretty weak, Poltava. My opponent probably will go and break it, and I can actually see my opponent just halting there, just taking Poltava and saying that's enough for turn 10. Wouldn't be that surprising. But I will put you on the 27th. By the same token, I guess put you under the 27th. I actually have 1 more unit here under the 27th, which needs to be under the 3rd. We'll fix that. Okay, there we go. Army. I think that's it. Alright, I'll put it under the 10th. Alright, there we are. I don't have another army for units like that. They're currently just under the reserve front. If I did have another army, I might send it there. Either way, there is 1 last unit. This one. I'll put it back. I put it here in case they want to strike up. Which again they might. 18th Army. Think Southwestern Front HQ. They'll be sending it up into Belgorod. Let's put you under Southwestern. Now, I do have an army here. Alright, 40th Army. How good are you? Yeah, not the worst, but not great either. Anything that's here, I'll send it under 40th if I can. And 40th will be under the Western Front, or the Reserve Front. I should have Bryansk Front actually now too, now that I think about it. Yeah. That's really good. I will switch things up then. 40th. 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 Just gives them an extra chance to make die rolls. which is nice. So it's not that much. It's still just 10. And the funny thing is, I can probably actually better put those in the southern front, but now I cannot do this. Southwestern. So I'll keep that in mind. Although, no, actually I should keep them under the reserve front. Now, if I can get an army with just, actually 21st will probably do. Southwestern front. All I need to do is get... Well, actually you onto the 21st Army too. But... they have 2 too many. I just switched this, didn't I? Yep. What's in here? I'll just put you under that. I have to move them too, and I actually think it's just fine. Alright, so Southwestern Front is doing okay now. How are we on Central Front? Central Front can actually take more. I'm gonna move them up to Orel. Funny thing is we have Bryansk Front here now. What kind of general is he? 5'6". 766, 5'6". So much better than Shapashnikov. I'm gonna put all these units under the Western Front here. Do they actually have a text for Central Front? They don't. Alright, let's just go to Bryansk. Bryansk Front has it. Let's get started. So, 4th Army. Bryansk Front. 13th Army. Bryansk Front. Now, Central Front has only 18. Bryansk Front. Central Front has 0. Well, this is the Western Front. I guess for now, Central Front is going to be placed close to Moscow. Just like that. Since I have nothing else there at the moment. Okay, so the Bryansk Front currently has 56 out of 72, and that means they can actually work it up a notch. This unit is on 13th Army. Air command goes there. I'm inclined to at least just keep one unit at Bryansk. And I should probably get a somewhat weaker unit or whatever. Well, these are 11,000. I mean, could get you there, but I mean, even at 78, they're not doing too poorly. Actually, none of these should be in a refit. Do you have high morale or something? No. No, they're not good with mech, but I still want to put you under the 13th. Well, actually, they're unready. How poor are they? 33 out of 42. I'm gonna send these over to the Soviet reserves. And to be honest, in the reserves, I want to put the actual tank divisions. Oh, yeah, they were on refit. On a refit. Not necessarily the separate tank battalions, but at the very least just the regular ones. Also not necessarily the mechanized units. I already did take care of everything here though. What's your problem? How many men do you have right now? 5,000. No, they should stay. They have half the men. It's not good enough. Right. I was busy with the fronts over here. So 13th Army apparently has something up here. That unit. And I'll take care of that. But it means they're actually at 16. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so there's nothing to be done there currently. Next, we have 24th Army, and I haven't managed just about yet how to deal with that. What I actually want to do, I think, if I can help it, fuck this. No, I really cannot do that. I would take too much from their manpower. You're ready at 59 out of 62. Okay. Yeah. I'll still just put them. And I don't need 3 in this row necessarily, but it would not be that great if my opponent figured out I have single lines here, but in fact, this entire middle section really is a gaping hole. But my opponent is still far away from places like Orla and Kursk. So okay, so these guys, 24th Army, should be taking Not you, but I'm gonna put you under the Brienz front either way. How overburdened are they? 58. No, that's not overburdened. Okay. Right, I thought it was 16th Army. 24th. Fair enough. As it is, I need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divisions around this area to make a continuous line, if that's kind of what I'm looking for. That might be what I'm looking for. Maybe. But, not necessarily, I suppose. Okay, we have 20th Army, which is good with armor. But you're on the back. I have no army there currently. I do have Central Front. Do I have a spare army? Probably not, but it's worth checking that out. Sometimes they just pop up anywhere. Not this time. So Central Front it is for the moment. I can hardly expect my opponent to actually try to go through there, but I guess he might try. Either which way. I have also another army here. Kind of spread out everything all over the place. Oh, crap. Well, Western Front is fine. Yeah, 20th Army. So I'm looking for. I feel this is the moment that I also want to go and start fighting for it. So I actually think that going back 2 hexes instead of 3. Probably the way to go. And we'll keep doing that for a while, I guess. Is this open? Yeah, it is clear. I am only going to retreat 1 hex here. And to be 22, so that needs to be done. Right? Yeah. I'm gonna give up these two. They'll put me at 14. Yes, I can take 11th. 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 Okay. 33rd. 33rd. Poop. Yep. Also put a depot on Volokolamsk. And again, I'm not giving up any of those positions there on the river. Okay, they would be overburdened, but if I put the 49th Army under the central front, that problem is relieved. Alright, there we go. Next up, southwestern front. It's funny that I still have the Moscow military district. 133rd is gonna get this banner, huh? Oh, okay, that's not bad, but I don't think I need that anymore. Still, Northwestern Front has too many units. I will, at the very least, put 19th Army on the Central Front. Now, I can see my opponent taking Rzhev on his turn, actually. But what I want to do here... Whoa! Okay. Didn't know that. I guess 49th is pretty good. I'm gonna deal with that. They'll be full. Unready. I am. Certainly. Okay, you want Baldwin. Putting you under the Central Front too. Are you already on the Central Front? Yeah. Oh, okay, never mind. That will allow me to move Northwestern. Put 32nd Army under the Central Front. Central Front is not overburdened in the slightest. But I can work with this. And let's see. So as it is with this, I don't even see them necessarily attacking this rough hex. defense 10. I mean, maybe they would, but they're now moving that way. Let's get that cavalry out of the way. This rifle division is also ready. Now, how are we looking at things here? I have another rifle division. I'm inclined to put a second guy here, because they're more likely to attack this rough hex, and I'm gonna move away this mechanized unit. Now, I actually want to get all 3 cavalry over here. For a counterattack. And I actually what I want to do is I want to put them here. I don't want to take this one hex here. I'll put them here. And here. And I'll see how it goes. If I'm lucky and my opponent doesn't spot it, which he might not do, I might find my way on the way to Pskov and hopefully cut off some of my opponent's units. I'll move both down and up in the hopes of being able to catch him off guard. But we'll see. We'll put... Yeah, I did just put all of them on the 28th. It's fine. Everything else here will be put on our 32nd. So that supposedly they... Okay, they have one more unit here. But I can also put that under the Central Front, or even just under 32nd Army. Can't allow them to just take Torzhok. And I really want to send them away. Can't. refit there. Alright. That's fine. I'm still more inclined to think that my opponent is going to go for that side. If these guys digging in. And I have one more mountain division. Again, I'm inclined to move it up. Can I get it off the rail at Chudovo? No. That means I'll have to move it later. That's fine. I can continue. Northwestern front can actually take another army. Which it will, in the form of the 22nd. And the 22nd will start from down here, so... Wow. Okay. This will get even crazier. I'm gonna put these guys under the Moscow Military District. And that is quite weird. But it means that I can take yet another army under the Northwestern Front, and I will do that. But let's start with this mess. So first of all, I don't think my opponent is going to attack here or here, but I do need a third unit over on this hex as well. Well, actually, let's start with this. So, we'll only use the 4th Guards Leningrad to move in there. I don't think my opponent is going to attack that. I think they're most likely just going to try and push. That's also why they have only 1 infantry there. But I do think I need to defend it like this. That will allow me to get you into Chudovo, where I also have a supplies. Okay. There we are. Now, I will actually put this unit under the Luga Operational Army, because they will have to abandon two units up there, these two. Either way. What other army do I have in this area? Because there's 37th and 16th. There are some units, or most of these units are from the 31st. Let's move that 31st army, which is now up there, over here. And I'll put the 31st under the Southwestern Front. Or Northwestern Front, sorry. Which will really open up the Leningrad Front, and then I can pretty much just put everything else on the Leningrad Front, especially because I also get those 3 fresh divisions coming in. Okay. Why is this a 50 and this not? Okay, I see. This 24 is likely not gonna get attacked. You are unready though. Let's move you here, put you on the refit. My opponent is likely not touching this. But I could see them also trying to attack this here hex. It's a swamp hex. I cannot do a whole lot for it. This rifle division is by far not ready either, and I don't have any strength. So if I'm just gonna have to accept that they're gonna beat this unit if it gets to it. It is simply not up to strength. Now still need to do some shuffling around with the units there as well, especially since those two need to be taken off. Unready, wow, okay. Let's start also from this side because things are a bit complicated. 34th Army, you are unready. Well, I'm at this point where unready units. It's just no good. I'm putting them in Maga. I don't think these two units are cutting it either. So anything I can send up. 108th Rifle could make it there. Let's do the following. Weaker unit here. And I can bring up the 108th over here. Nope, no. And that will take this one out. But that means also I can put you on the 34th. Okay, they'll be on the 31st. Sixteenth Army is not actually that bad. I'm quite sure both of these are unready though. That's another 4 units I can put under the 16th. What are you all part of? 37th Army, but 37th Army doesn't have too much. How good is 37th? I think 37th is actually quite powerful. Oh. Korskin, yeah, he's good. One thing that bothers me a bit is that these are also 15. Can't even pull these out. Pull back 40 seconds. It will also allow me to move back to 280th. And are you on ready? Yes, you are. Okay. I'll also put the 250th in here. Refitting both of those. You're unready, unready. If I can get those unready units somewhere else, so much the better. Now, 2 refitting units going into those cities. Refit, refit. There we are. In terms of supplies, I want to put yet another depot here. This rifle division is quite depleted. I'm putting it to the reserves. Oh. They actually pack a punch. At least punch enough that I'm actually fine with that. Now, at this point, how are we looking? Because let's be realistic. I'm gonna get those 3 units over here. And or maybe not. Not all of them, at least. Well, that's fine. Putting them in the rough hex should also help. Hey. What's your rail yard? 9. And what's it here? At Pushkin 3. Might be able to unload them here. I really hate that I cannot freaking see which unit is about. Yep. Nice. The unloading will save me a lot of points later on, so I'm actually quite happy about it. Okay, well, once again, it's a bit of a mess, but might be able to deal with it. Armies. 42nd is really bad, I think. Yeah, so I'm looking to get them under different armies. It's 21st and 37th can still take some. Over here. Can still take one. Thirty-seventh. Okay. Then there's the 16th Army. There we are. It's now also kind of full. And then I have the Neva operational group army, but that's not. When did I get this? Isn't the Neva? No. Here? There's Narva. The Neva River. I mean, must be close, I guess. And I've heard of it too, the Neva River. Just can't put my finger on it right now. That's fine. 42nd Army is going to be under the Leningrad front. Any army is better than no army. So, 42nd, put you on refit. 42nd. I will certainly have to switch up the 42nd soon too, because it's ludicrous that they're so weak. Yeah, there are even still some units here which I cannot put on their stuff like that. I would have to give them to things like, especially this guy, yeah, he still has 6 infantry, so I'd rather give him to the coastal operational group army for now. Are they overburdened? No, they're not. They can take 3 more units. Interesting. that's it for those currently. Oh boy. At least that's what I thought. Certainly they will attack these, but okay, well. Again, it's a mess out there, but fine. I have one ready unit at Kalinin that takes up 9 out of 10 of the defense. Now, I will admit I do find this group a bit more dangerous. Gonna work on that river. If they break out to the north, that would also be a problem, I suppose. I mean, they'd have more trouble getting through that stuff. Still have that mountain division. I'll send it to Kalinin for now. They can dig in there. Kalinin is also worth points, so just like Rzhev here. And I'd rather not lose Kalinin than the double rail. They're still a bit off, of course, from that, but like the likelihood that they will be in there now is a lot higher, I suppose. I'm actually gonna have you refit there, so you can also dig in. Do you need to refit? No, you don't. Because I do want to dig in at Kolpino too. I mean, I have level 2 at Pushkin now, but I mean, water 3, water 4, water 3. It's not gonna rain here next turn, unfortunately. So that really sucks, but fine. Put them under the central front for now. Should work out just fine. They don't need to refit or nothing. They're just digging in, and I'm going to basically use these guys soon enough too, once they've refitted a bit. But even these guys are at 51%, which is no good. So once they've been beefed up a bit. You can go in here. What did I put up? Oh. That wasn't my intention. Need you. Yep. Aren't you at 3 or at 0? When did place like Kaluga fall? October. Again, my opponent is way ahead of schedule in that sense, but That is kind of part of this this game. In October, my opponent is, like, according to the game, not able to do a lot, because if we look at the weather table, October is mostly just rain the entire month almost. We're not there yet, but I guess next turn will be at the last of August there. So, although the unfortunate thing too is that both September 1st and September 8th will be this too. So we have 3 turns at least of clear terrain all over the place for sure. It's kind of tricky. Gonna have to give a bit of gas or pushback here, and I don't like it. I'm way too weak still. I'm gonna take a look at some of these armies. What do I have under Stavka, which I can dish out currently? Where is that 300th Rifle Division then? Might actually just be here. No. Oh, it's attached to Leningrad Fortress. Why would I do that? Soviet reserves there. Okay. Game. Okay. 24th Army actually has plenty of stuff. Now. 20th Army 2 for the moment. 11th Army 2. 33rd Army, no artillery. So let's rail them around. I also give them some engineers, right? Let me see. 33rd. No, they have enough engineers. How about 49th? They do. 19th. 2. 32nd. Nothing. Okay. There we go then. Okay, that's 5 of them. 32nd. How about 28th? They only have 2. Let's immediately give it to 28th. I will give them 3. One, 2, 3. Next up, Luga Operational Army has none. I'll send it to them too. Yeah. There we go. Stalug Operational Army. How about 22nd Army? Has 2. So 22nd Army can get 3. There we go. Next up is the 42nd Army, which probably has nothing. Yeah. And that's it, because there's all attached. And there's nothing else here to... no. Oh, that's funny, you're under Stavka. Is this one? Huh, really? Oh, wow. Gee. I mean, currently Northwestern Front is less overburdened. I mean... let's put them on the Leningrad front, and then you on the Northwestern. I mean, no? Anybody else? That's... yeah, okay. Anybody who isn't confused doesn't really know what's going on. That's what I would say. But... I did take care of everything. So... I feel like... once again, I should be shipping it back to my opponent. Yeah. Wanna thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next one. One last thing that I want to do is actually see if my opponent's on schedule here. It's fun. Actually, in the center, he is not, because he's not putting any pressure over in the center. at all. I mean, I have to retreat, obviously. But, because of his armor. And his infantry too, by the way. Alright. I think it took care of everything. Yes. Alright. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.